This is the big time, Wes. All right,
awesome.
Get used to it.
That's great.
All right,
This is how it goes.
Minor Disturbance Radio, and we should just call it Minor Disturbance Podcast because it's not a fucking radio station. But anyway, it's episode 16.
Yeah.
We made it this far. 16 episodes that nobody's watched, and on this episode we cut right to the shit here.
Yeah.
We got Wes Weeber in the studio with us, and I'm sure that most of us know Wes. We've seen him around. He keeps himself busy as hell. He's
clumsy.
What? Well, shit. Them dreads are kind of hard to keep anything on your head, man.
The cord, it's bothering.
So yeah, I just saw you the day after I had my vasectomy. Now when you have landmark things that happen in your life,
Right. You now rate it in terms of when.
That was PV. Everything was PV post vasectomy,
right?
Or BV,
right?
Before vasectomy.
That's awesome.
That's right.
I've got that to look forward to.
Yeah.
I saw you playing in Crop Circle at the 1152 show. Which, by the way, I'm sorry, I always kind of jump in on shit like this. By the way, the boys in 1152 did an absolute stellar job.
They were nothing short of amazing that night.
I was so proud of them guys. Not like I have, like they care if I'm proud of them or not, but when a local band can get that much of a following going around here, something's going on. And
it was solid, man. It was a great show, and those I remember looking when they were playing. I'm like, there's a lot of motherfucking people. And that's the first time I've been in there since they took the wall out.
Yeah.
So it was even cooler for me.
Not only that, Wes, but I went in there with the idea that, hey, I'm going to go to this just like I'm a normal Joe off the street, which I am, but I'm used to their material, and I'm kind of older now. I'm kind of out of the scene a little bit as far as that goes, and I went in there just to see kind of if people were just there because it's a cool place to be, or if they were there to see 1152.
Sure.
And I soon find out when they came up on stage, there was an energy in the room. There was a lot of people waiting for
absolutely.
That. And I looked around and I saw a lot of people mouthing the words. And they were singing back to the band.
Sure.
And when that starts to happen, that train starts going because the band feeds on that, and it's it's validation for them.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? But anyway,
it means you've done something too, because people are paying attention to be able to know what you're saying.
Sure.
You guys used to have that in the Brian Minor Drophammer band.
Yeah, that's
in
right.
the Brian Minor Drophammer band.
Yeah, that's what that was the whole name. We're the the good old Blues Brothers boys band.
We cut the Brian Minor part out.
And to piggyback on that, you guys used to have that, and I remember thinking when I saw that, when like in a Speedfinger show or something at QC Live or something, we all played together down there, and you guys had that. I remember I felt the same way. I was like, man, these guys did something, because it's hard to get people. I mean, Speedfinger got like the fist pumping chants,
right.
Blah, blah. But it's like you said, they sang the whole first half of the fucking song, dude. I was
let me. When you, I remember that because you had gone on Facebook right after that and said something very positive about Drophammer. You actually said that you thought that we were the best band around. You did say that. I'll pull it up.
I don't need you to.
I framed it. Anyway, it maybe at that point in time we might have been leaving a mark that was pretty cool, but I think that things have definitely moved up a few notches around here. You're talking about a band that hasn't done a record in probably 10 years.
10?
Our Drophammer's time was 96 through like 2006 or something.
Sure.
And then, so our day was up. You were seeing us when we were at like a 15% descent towards the ground.
Oh yeah, okay.
And it's heartbreaking when that happens.
But and I get that totally. But I compare the two. 1152 is at a point they're on the upside. They haven't. You're talking about this side. They're on the upside, and I'm not kidding. You're right. When Dustin's out there, he sings half of the line, and then he just James Hetfields it, and the rest of the room sings. It
gave me chills, dude. I felt so
awesome.
good for him, because I've been there, and I've felt that, and I know how that feels, and it can either make you crazy. And start to go, whoa! Are these people just shining me on? Are them all my friends? Or them people really like? It's hard for musicians. First of all, when we go into doing what we're doing, we're going in with an insecurity. I don't give a shit what anybody says. You can try to act like you're David Lee Roth, and you don't care who you are. There's parts of you that are looking to be validated because you don't know yourself if you're cool or not, right?
Right.
And so you're constantly looking for that approval from everybody. That's why we're fucking standing up there. We're not doing it because like, hey man, you know what? I feel really good about myself. I need to go get a bunch of attention from strangers.
Right. No, that's what it is.
You know?
It's founded in insecurity. I mean,
God, I hope my
totally
girlfriend doesn't hear that.
Oh man, it's founded in insecurity.
I think she said that like twice.
Yes.
I'm like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
But I wanted to go back to a point that we were just about touching on there, and you were talking about the drop hammer thing.
Okay.
And it brought up the idea in my mind that 1152 is at a point right now where I've talked to him about this. What happened to drop hammer could happen to any band, which is you start getting a leg hold or some sort of roots going under you, which is really hard to do around here. Then you have to decide, are we going to play these 4 clubs that are in this 80-mile radius around here once a month and play the same shit, and then have to probably start putting covers in there because some places won't have you if you all that shit that creeps in that destroys your fucking band.
Unless you travel, it's easy to stagnate.
Okay, so traveling, this is what I was getting at. That's my exact point, Travis, is at some point you have to stop being what you coined the phrase. I won't take it from you. You said you're an octopus and all your tentacles are busy. Okay,
That's true, man.
Fighting for survival.
Fighting for survival.
Right.
So you've got 8 different irons in the fire all the time, just to survive.
Just to literally get out of bed.
Yeah, and at some point, if you really want to go down this road and take it to the next level, you have to ixnay all of them except for one, and that's your music.
Yeah, it's true, man. I mean,
there's no other way around it. So when I talk to these guys in 1152, I say, you guys have a fucking product. Now, are you willing to start starving, giving everything up that the level that you're at, and where you're at in life with your jobs and all? Take, for example, 3 Years Hollow. What'd they all do? They didn't play the Whiskey a few days ago because they fucking were him-hawing around. They're on tour right now and doing all these things because they gave everything else up and took a leap of faith.
Yeah.
And there's so many bands that, 1% of the bands that have some sort of foothold are going to do that. And then 1% of them bands are going to be able to survive doing that.
I agree with that, but I think kind of the thing about certain bands and the way that they, to kind of use your term, the way that they find their faith is they do certain things to prove to themselves that they actually, really, beyond the shadow of a doubt, have a shot. And then once they do those things and they realize, hey, this could really work, we've got people that are interested now, then that you think to at least you could think to yourself, hey, it's worth the risk to give up these other things. I can quit my day job, even if it's a pretty good job. If I worked at a factory or whatever, and I could give that up and go for it,
And I've been in those situations where, like, when you're in a band, I was in Speedfinger, and Speedfinger, there was 2 reasons why Speedfinger broke up. I was toying with this idea of moving to California and going back to school and whatever. But part of the other reason was, and I love that band as one of my more favorite projects of music of all time.
You guys were good.
Because it was genuine. It wasn't ever contrived to be anything but pleasing to those 4 people in that room.
That's cool.
And people related to that, and that kind of pushes me to that 1152 idea. Hold that thought. I'm going to jump back over to the Speedfinger thing. We weren't going to go farther. Ron owned a tattoo shop. My boy Andy just had a baby. I had 2 kids, and I was, and Brandon was a part, and had the bar thing going on. So we had done, and we were playing 10, 15 shows a month. We didn't have the genetic makeup. We used that term earlier. Yeah. We didn't have the genetic makeup to be able to do that, and we knew that. And then kind of like the Blue Ash Ink thing we were talking about. Yeah. Blue Ash Ink was the same way. We knew the last 16 months were the last 16 months, and we got to enjoy them. Yeah. Speedfinger was the same way. So we couldn't have done that. Right. But I've been in bands that were designed to be like, if you're not willing to do that, you're not in the band.
Right.
I don't care if you can play the guitar awesome.
Yeah.
It seems like when you go into it with a recipe for success like that, when you're trying to aim for, hey, we're going to try to make it. I mean, let's take it all back to the basics.
Woo!
Let's take it back to the basics, okay? When I was 7 years old, I heard Kiss, okay, and I saw Ace Frehley, and I went, wow, that's really cool. Maybe I could get a guitar and learn how to play them riffs. Because if I did, I would be Kiss, right? Because your logic's all fucked.
Right, right.
You don't understand that there's so much luck, and when I say luck, I'm not saying that they were lucky. I'm saying there's a lot of business involved, all the shit that you don't know about when you're 7. You just think that if I could play like that, I could be fucking famous.
You hear the music
and an air guitar, man.
Right, but you hear the music, you hear the playing, but
Right.
you don't understand the society of it. You don't understand what the relationships are between people that actually make that happen. You don't know about the people element, the relationships element.
And when it boils down to it, basically what I did was I was picking up a hobby. I was picking up a guitar that I was playing for my own enjoyment. It's a toy. It's something that you enjoy to do. And then people try to decide that, hey, some people make millions of dollars doing this. Well, some people make millions of dollars playing Call of Duty too. And some people, but they're the 1%. They're the 1%. So then everybody thinks that if I got a guitar, got good at it, I could go get famous. The thing is, the road's hard. The odds are stacked against you.
Oh, man.
And what we're saying is, even if you got a band together, you'd have to have 4 or 5, however many guys are in the band, like-minded people that are willing to drop everything and be on the same fucking page.
Sure.
So,
Absolutely.
So you're already kind of behind the 8 ball in a way.
And that goes back to what I was saying. Like, it got to the point where I wouldn't get in a band with somebody who, if I knew that situation presented itself, said person couldn't execute the task. So I became so business about it, like, all right, well, that's cool, and I would really like to jam with you, but like, we're not going to do a real band,
right?
Because the real band thing has to go up here and go up and do all these things. And if you can't do that because of, and I'm not disrespecting anybody who couldn't do that.
No, I mean, I would be a person who couldn't do that.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If with children or wives or not, or in a job that pays it, whatever. It has nothing to do with their decision to not do that, but it was more business. Like, cool, I'm going here, but you can't, so no.
No dice.
And I jammed. We would jam, do riffs, and
fun.
Go home. Let me kill some brain cells, and we go home.
Right.
So Wes, when you picked up the drum, was the drums the first thing that you started to play? Mm-hmm. And how old were you when you picked up the drums? I don't want to do like this big behind the music thing about it, but how old were you when you?
My dad was a musician, and I could air drum about 45 fucking songs on the drum to the T because I sat in rehearsals with him. With headphones on. I just watched the drummers. I'm like, yeah, I can play. I didn't actually physically get a drum set until 3 years later. I was 14 when I physically sat behind a drum set for the first time.
Whoa, 14, huh?
I felt like I had, I watched, and I had sat down on like the drummer in Dad's band. He let me kind of, I did the intro to Mental Health like 4,000 times. You know what I mean? But I didn't physically start playing until I was 14.
Yeah.
Okay, and when you decided to pick up the drumsticks and try to play drums, was your end goal, I'm going to be a rock star, or was it, I like doing this, this is fun?
I think it was, I like doing this, it was fun. I heard music and it was just something that I could emulate and have fun doing. I didn't even think about that, until I realized it was something I could do. No one ever told me. I grew up in a town of like 4 people. I was the only dude in town who played drums, and everybody in town could hear it.
Now, would you say your enjoyment of music was affected by the changeover between doing it purely for fun and
1,000%.
Doing the business? Okay,
Absolutely.
What changed and in what way?
Well, and this happened as you go through playing different bands and different levels. When I realized one day that I had made a terrible decision. To join a band, start a band from scratch, be essentially one of the ringleaders of this band, strictly for the simple purpose of doing all the things that we're talking about doing. So much to the point where, like, my good friends were like, dude, your band's not real good, man. And I was like, we're gonna make it. And I didn't care, man. I just wanted to, that was my thing. I was just coming off a project that it didn't meet my expectations, per se.
Are we talking about Blue Ash Inc., or what are we talking about here?
Blue Ash Inc. was the band, it wasn't the band that didn't meet my expectations, but it was the band that, like, it didn't end the way I wanted it to, even though it ended magnificently.
But that's the one that your friends were saying.
No. That was.
This is before that.
I moved on to this punk band, kind of like this pop punk was a big fad, and I just piggybacked onto it and jumped onto it, and kind of. Even to the point where, like, I wore the clothes and, like, because I was just I sold out.
I remember that period, and I remember I was one of the people that was looking at that going, somehow this doesn't seem right. That didn't seem right. There was the ringleader of that band was the sort of person who was just like, biz, let's do it. You know what I mean? This is gonna get
sort
big
of. He had a lot of ideas, and I mean, it was. That's the point when I realized, wow. And you know what kind of triggered me into sending me down that spiral of realizing it? Getting to the point where I became one of the primary songwriters of the band. That was also another point that I wanted to start writing songs.
Right.
I became one of and the songs didn't fit what we were trying to sell. Because my natural...
Right.
My
Your
natural
music
soul
was not,
of me, the musical soul, was starting to be influenced by Motley Crue. It was fucking,
Damn fucking asshole.
Well,
They ruined everything.
I was in a punk band and we were playing just 4-chord box patterns and nice melodies and stuff. But I found, like, when I started to write and be really true to myself as an artist, which I didn't realize I wasn't doing because I was just being an idiot, that's when I realized something's wrong here.
Yeah.
Something's wrong here.
Yeah.
And I had completely, I don't want to say that I lost the respect of my musician colleagues, by any stretch of the imagination. I don't think that ever happened. I think people respected what I was trying to do. Like they understood that I understood the business and I was going for it. Right. And I think they respected that, but in the back of their minds they're thinking, what the fuck is Wes doing?
Yeah, right.
What is he doing? I've had close friends tell me that, like, yo, that's...
Was this just like weed and pussy? I mean, what the fuck?
Yeah, it was. I mean, it was just fucking crazy. I didn't even care.
What was the first band that you latched onto then that, kind of started steering you towards, hey, I want to play in a band?
You know what? I have to say my dad, and he just played covers. Like, that's all I knew as I was growing up. I didn't really get exposed to original music until I moved to the Quad Cities, and I kind of got into the tail. I moved to the Quad Cities. I met my ex-wife. I was from Erie. She lived in Moline. I met her. I was literally like 20, really young, and she was older. She was like in her mid to late 20s. And so we started kind of latched on. It was right around... I don't know. I want to say kind of the coffee shop scene, kind of that Smile Coffee House, like the last month that place
John
closed
and Lena,
up.
man. I remember those guys.
I caught like 2 shows there before the place went under.
Yeah,
and,
me too, man.
Right?
I saw
terrible.
Mulligan's too, and I saw Hammerhead.
I saw Crop Circle there, I believe.
All right.
Maybe. Anyway, so that's when I started to be like, man, bands, again, Erie's 12 people. I love the towns where I grew up. It's all my parents.
So you're just a small town boy living in a lonely world. You took a midnight train going to nowhere.
Yeah, pretty much, man.
Yeah. But and you ended up here.
Yeah,
this was like fucking Chicago to you.
Yeah,
at
just
that's funny.
I thought it was.
When I was in, I don't mean to interrupt, but when I was in Drop Hammer, my drummer Terry's from Monmouth. Okay,
yeah.
And he used to always say, oh, you're a city boy. You're a city boy. He considered me a city boy. I'm like, sweetheart, Quad Cities is no city, really. I mean, I've been to Chicago before, and this is shit.
Exactly.
But he considered me, he was a good old boy, and I was a city boy. Mm-hmm. I don't know. Maybe it's because I dyed my hair and all that stuff, and I was actually going the extra mile and wearing the eyeliner. And
I love the guy liner, dude. I still love it.
But we only did it when we played on stage. There's no way I would walk around, and I knew dudes that tattooed it on. I got tired of putting it on, so I tattooed it.
God.
Man.
Yeah, that's
I still to this day do it at Period. I don't with these days. I don't these days because I just the glasses, the Jonathan Davis look seems to work a little better for me.
Right. But I think what you were getting at when you were talking about the bands that you were going through is you're trying to find your identity.
I was.
You're trying to find where you fit in, you know?
Yeah.
And I went through a lot of that myself. I picked a genre and I fucking stuck with it, man. I didn't care. I was going down guns blazing. I didn't care. I liked the I liked the progressive kind of 80s metal stuff. And I picked to do that at the worst commercial time that you could possibly do that, and that was after the eulogy of the 80s dying.
Exactly.
As soon as they put the casket in the ground of the 80s hair metal, I was like, I'm starting an 80s band, man.
You see this one? This was my wish, and I'm taking it back. I'm taking them all back.
I think I can bring this thing back, man. Yeah, and I remember being on 97X doing an interview, and I was like, long hair's back, because Z-Man said something like, you're all long hair, you're bringing back the whole long hair thing, and I'm like, I don't care if you're a skinhead or whatever you are, but 80s metal is coming back, man. And I listen to that now, I'm like, you're an asshole. You still got 15 more years to wait for that to happen again,
Exactly.
buddy.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Oh, and then it's just going to be a passing momentary fetish.
Yeah.
It's going to be a video.
It has
and,
come and gone though.
not-
It
yeah.
periodically attempts. Remember the darkness?
The darkness,
No,
that was
It-
what I was referring to.
It
was more of-
It
that
sticks
was
its head
more-
in the door every
Yeah,
once in a while. Like,
it
hey, what's up?
does.
Remember me?
Yeah.
Yeah, remember me. Yeah,
Yep.
but that was more of a Queen thing, I thought, man.
I
They were
kinda-
more
yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, I
You
get
know?
that.
see that.
And what that was his voice was so just different than anything, you know.
Exactly, yeah.
You know, and everybody was like, "Whoa, he's singing high."
And he's not ashamed of himself.
Yeah, yeah,
Although that video was something else.
Oh, it was out of sight.
Might have been something to be ashamed.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it was out of
So
sight.
I picked this long dead thing. You know, it hadn't been dead very long. I mean, the body was still warm, and I'm like, yes, I'm going to do this. I'm going to try to mix Skid
Right.
Row and Queensryche together and see if we can get a deal. You know,
Yeah.
and everybody that heard Drop Hammer was like 80s, like fuck you, fuck you. It's 2001 and 80s, fuck you. You know, and you just have to understand. And like like you were saying,
Yeah.
sometimes you kind of go, man, this isn't going to pan out. Even though it's my favorite kind of music, and
Sure.
I couldn't do anything else.
Sure.
There's no way that I could have joined another band that was doing something that was contemporary, because even the bands around here that were picking up what they wanted to do, they were already 10 years behind. Still.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And that's
Well, yeah.
curse of the Quad Cities.
It is
Right.
the curse of the Quad Cities, man. When shit is just coming into style here, like clothes-wise and shit like that, that means it's just going out of style on either coast.
Right.
They pick
That's
a
so
coast.
true, man.
You're in
God,
that.
I wish
you're
it
in that
wasn't,
no
but it
man's
is.
land.
Look at my
That's
coat.
that's why all the 80s bands love to tour the Midwest, because we won't let it go.
We won't let it go. We will not let it go, man.
So I said on another podcast, I said basically what we do is we take in all these influences, we listen to all this different kind of music, and then we digest it, we just turn it around in our gut, and we shit this turd out of what we want to emulate, right?
Absolutely.
And in my case, there's a lot of Queensryche in the turd, and some Kiss in the turd, and
Holy shit,
and
corn.
but at the end of the day, it's still just a turd, you know.
I mean, if you, but at the thing, I mean, not to mix metaphors, but if you have corn in the turd.
I wish I would have had corn in the
It's
turd.
a
that's
Jonathan,
good.
Jonathan Davis.
I remember.
Did we
do,
already?
you, do you remember when they had concrete corner tapes that you could get at co-op that had
Yeah,
like the new
right.
bands coming
Yeah,
up?
yeah.
And it was just doing that transition.
Yeah.
Where it was probably 96 ish.
Right.
And it was just doing that transition. So you'd have like the new Slaughter that wasn't going to
Right,
sell
right.
shit.
But then-
and then Corn.
Right.
And I'm like, Corn.
Corn.
And then, I can't remember what the song was, but it was completely something that I was like, laughing. Fucking, I can see I'm going blind or something.
Yeah.
I can see I'm going blind. I'm like,
Right.
Fast forward.
let's get to the new Tesla song that's not going to sell. Let's
Right.
listen. Anyway, I was so caught up in it that I was listening to that kind of stuff, and it
Sure.
was so obscure and different than what I was used to that I immediately wrote it off
Well, yeah.
because I was brainwashed.
Sure.
Well, yeah, you were on a quest for purity, man.
Sure.
When you're on a quest for purity, I mean, you can't hear anything else. You can't see anything else. It all just looks like a bunch of nothing to you.
Yeah, and
You
then
know?
fast forward 10 years later, I'm jumping around in my living room telling the guys in Drop Hammer, now this is the shit. And I'm putting on.
That was
Yeah.
you, dude.
And they're looking at me going, Brian.
Right.
It's,
Right.
no.
Oh, but you know what? I heard something terrible on the radio the other day. It went, ooh, wah! You dude, it was awful. That's never going to go anywhere.
Yeah, yeah.
That shouldn't have went anywhere. That was so bad, dude. I'm sorry.
I like
I'll go on
Disturbed.
record. I'm 100%. I mean,
You're-
I like a
it's
couple of their tracks. I do, but I will
Disturbed
go
by
on
Disturbed.
record. And I don't have anything against them personally.
Right.
I just feel like their music is very. There's no nutrients in it.
Right. It's like
And it's well produced and it's
processed.
riff-tastic, and it's
Yeah.
awesome. But there's no. I take a
Velveeta.
bite out of it. It's like dry rice.
It's Velveeta.
It's not even Velveeta got taste, yo.
Real-
I mean, like I told, like uncooked dry rice.
But if you think about how the monetary model of music has changed, how it is that you acquire money through music, you really don't want something with nutrients. What you really want is something that will get people to chew on it a little while and then spit it out when it loses its flavor and then on to the next. That's the MP3 way. That's what has
generation.
happened. That's it. I mean, but it's not just a generation of people. It's a generation of people reacting to a different technology. It's a technological situation of the way that music is delivered. When we got albums, we knew all the songs from these artists, and we knew something about these artists, and we knew what they looked like because a record album was large. You could put the record album on your wall, and it was like kind of like a poster in its own way by itself.
You know what? And it meant something to buy one.
It did. If you didn't have it, you couldn't listen to it, or you.
They wouldn't have computers. Like, if you didn't have this physically circular thing, whether a compact disc or a record, you didn't get to listen to, or cassette, of course. You didn't get to listen to.
Can you get up on your mic a little bit more?
Yeah.
There, okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'd hate for when I go to edit this to be like, God damn, Wes, and have the L2 to your fucking, and I can hear I can L2 the shit out of it and hear the birds chirping in the background. And fucking,
He's gonna be like, fuck this release time. God damn it. But,
sorry, man.
Please,
but I think what happens is the stream. Think about when we were kids, though. What was the stream of information that we were getting? It was very.
It was a third of what we have now.
Less than that, I would say.
Yeah.
It was only a local stream. That's the difference. It was only a local stream. And what that meant was that you had to rely only on those things that you could actually access physically in your environment, which was if you had the record, you could listen to it. If you had a radio, maybe that would extend your senses across town to where some DJ might play the song. Then MTV came out. Now we got 57 channels of cable, and there started being more choices. And we kept extending our senses into broader and broader domains. And now we're at the point now where if we want to listen to Bad Company right now on this podcast, you can touch the buttons on your computer and we can listen to some fucking Bad Company right now. Songs we've never heard because we never had the album and never knew
I
we
could literally own their
Yeah.
discography in about, I have super fast internet, so I could own it in probably about a minute and a half.
And that changes everything.
Absolutely.
And to add to that, this generation doesn't even listen to albums.
They don't.
Like,
they don't have time to listen to everything.
Album.
Yeah.
They want to know. They think that what's going to happen is the radio is going to kind of like screen out everything that sucks, and they're only going to give you the good thing that's
Totally,
in it.
man.
Absolutely. So if it's on the radio, it has to be
That's
good.
the only one that you want to
Yeah.
hear. So I'm going to download that as a single, buy it for 99 cents or whatever, and if you're lucky, because you can get it for free.
Yeah.
Totally.
Anyway, the
I
music
got a
business.
Spotify account. I pay the $9.99.
right,
I do.
You do?
I do.
Oh
Yeah.
man, I felt like I've spent enough money on music. I feel like unless it's new. I mean, if it were like 12-Foot Ninja,
Yeah, right.
I've taken a liking to them recently.
Yes.
because 1152 turned me on to them. You know, I was over at Freiberg's house, and he's like, "You've got to listen to this shit."
Did you go to the show?
I couldn't. I have 2 kids, and it was on a Tuesday night
It's,
in Joliet. So
It's Meshuggah meets Mr. Bungle.
I wanted to really bad. My wife and I both did. Anyway, but my point is, it doesn't matter what the band was. But when he first played it to me, I was like, yeah. Let's start talking about other stuff, because I don't like it when somebody tries to force some new music on me.
Right. Because they're all singing the words to you and looking at you like, don't you love this? And you're
Yeah.
like, come on, man.
Yeah.
I need a minute.
I just did that earlier. I just did that earlier
need a
with my
minute.
girlfriend. I did.
Yeah,
Damn.
you need to have your own relationship with it. You need to
Exactly.
sit down in
I
your
agree.
own room and when nobody's
Yeah.
fucking with you, and put it on and try to find the aspects of it
Yep.
that what your friend that you respect likes. If they're in your face, like, oh no, right here, watch this, dude.
Do you hear that shit?
No,
It's like,
That's great impersonation.
Well, guess
really
what?
didn't, man.
Well, guess
Sorry.
what? I'm not impressed with it. You want to know why? Not
was
because
too
of what I heard,
distracted by
because
you.
you fucked it up for me.
Exactly. As I said,
You
too
fucked it
distracted by you.
all up for me. I hate it
Do you
now.
ever do this,
Now
Wes,
I'm not
where,
gonna like
where you're
it.
gonna where you
Just to
try to
fuck
play a
with you.
song for your buddies or something, and they start talking in the middle of it, and you want to tell them to shut the fuck
You
up?
pause it. You're like, no, you listen to this because I'm
Yeah,
playing this for you.
yeah. I'm trying to play my fucking music here, and you guys just started talking about if you're hungry or not.
I do it to my son all the time, and he grabs his phone. He's like, I'm like, listen to this mix, man. It sounds really good. I think the guitars are just right, man. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What'd you think? That was good.
That was
Yeah,
fine.
that was good. He's lying.
He's like,
He's like, yeah, it's
I pulled the old classic. He was doing something on the phone, and I was like, "What are we gonna do for food tonight?" He's like, "I don't care. Whatever sounds good." I said, "How about I poop on some bread?"
Whatever, great.
That's good, man.
Perfect.
Yeah. He's
I was
like,
like, "Yeah."
it reminds me of my wife anytime
So
we're
I
driving
went and
somewhere.
shit on some bread.
Yeah, right.
There it is.
There
No,
you
I
go,
didn't
man.
really do that.
You
I
did?
wanted to though.
You don't want to
been
know why?
awesome.
Because his boy does not like bread.
Oh, yeah.
No,
Well,
just so you know.
gluten's a bad thing.
It is, man. Gluten is poison.
If it was gluten free.
You want to be like fucking Peter Venkman with Egon Spengler and be like, will you stop that?
Oh God, I do.
Get out the
You know what? But I can't be that way because I'm just as bad.
Oh, I'm terrible.
All right,
I
let's-
am terrible.
Let me get to the meat and potatoes of what is going on. So back, we got to go in a big circle here to
Big
bring it back
fucking
to
Figurines.
when I saw you playing with Crop Circle
Right.
at Rascals, and you guys were a supporting band for 1152, and I was surprised to see Crop Circle kind of come out of, because to me they seemed like they kind of went away. I might be wrong, but so are they making a comeback? Because
I don't honestly know. Carry on.
well, the reason I say that is because Gustafson I've messaged him a couple times. I said, hey, send me a couple tracks. I'd like to play them on the show. Because I was impressed at the show. I wasn't... Crop Circle was doing its thing when Drop Hammer was doing its thing. And when you've got your band going and then there's another band that's Crop Circle, we're usually not running into each other at the same time. So I didn't really know what was going on with them. Didn't know what they were really doing. I just knew they were really heavy. And completely the opposite of us. We would not want to share a stage with them.
Sure.
Because we wouldn't want to look stupid after... whatever.
Well, I mean, it's just...
I'm not saying it's a talent thing. I'm just saying...
Peppers.
Yeah, it's like Neil Diamond opened up for Metallica.
Sure.
Right.
They're not
vice
Neil
versa.
Diamond. I don't know what I'm saying.
Vice versa.
My
Other way
point-
around.
You're saying Drop Hammer's Neil Diamond?
No, I'm saying it would be like having Metallica open for Neil Diamond.
It doesn't matter.
Sure.
You get my point. You
Yes.
get my fucking
right.
point. Anyway, so Crop Circle's resurged, okay, and they're all of a sudden opening for 1152. Was that just a one-off thing?
I don't have an answer for you.
Okay, and you were the drummer,
I did play drums.
and you did a great job, by the
Thank
way.
you. It
And
was a
I'll
lot of
have
fun.
you know too, the sound was fucking Rascals. They crank it.
It's louder than
loud
a
and
blood.
big.
It's
That's cool.
It's loud and big.
That's
and
cool.
seismic charges.
Yeah.
Seismic. So how did that whole Crop Circle thing come about for you?
I had Crop Circle was one of the bands that are, and it's kind of a full circle thing, really. Crop Circle was one of those bands that when I came into the scene, they were the big dogs.
Yeah.
You know, some of the big dogs
Yeah.
in that coffee shop scene. You know, kind of, and there was Dale Donuts was around.
Dale Donuts.
Remember those?
Yeah, yeah.
a couple-
Zach Kripe.
Tripmaster was doing the thing, and they were a name or whatever.
Right, but they were kind of like, they were on a different level, kind of in
But
different.
a Quad City band
Yeah.
doing something, you know.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
for me, that's.
So you looked up to the band in a way.
I was a fan. And then I had the CD, and I turned my son onto the CD. And
Now, was this the Patrick Adamson era?
Patrick, the disc, yes.
Because, dude,
Stickmans.
I saw a video of Crop Circle playing. I'm like, oh yeah, Crop Circle, and I hit the button, dude, and it was Patrick fucking Adamson going raw.
You got up and did 2 tracks.
Yes, dude.
You got up and did 2 tracks with us at the show.
Yeah.
It was cool, man.
I was wondering because I don't know him. So when he got up, everybody's kind of going crazy, and I was going, "Well, there must be something about this guy," you know.
I believe, 99 was the last time that he'd been on stage with Crop Circle.
Yeah, because he
Which
was.
makes sense because it was very shortly before that I had moved into town.
Oh, right.
You know, and they got Billy, the new singer, and he's been in the band for years. We did shows with Finger, so I remember him from there.
What do you think the hesitation is of them sending me any tracks?
I don't know. I have not been in a lot of contact. We've been offered some shows. I don't know what our commitment is to any of those shows. I really have.
I mean, Mike talks to me all the time. He says he loves the show. He watches it, and,
Sure.
and everything's
I love
cool.
me
But
some Mikey Govs.
I don't know why he wouldn't
fucking do it, man.
get kind of respond, say, "Hey, dude, we just kind of don't want to do that."
I don't
or
honestly
something.
know, and I definitely don't want to speak for him.
Yeah.
I don't know even an answer to your question. What's in the future for Crop Circle?
Okay.
I don't know if there are more shows. I don't know if it's a one deal. I mean, I haven't really been in contact with them. I've kind of. The beauty of what I do is I vacillate from one little town to the next. Right now, I'm in Drama Major Town.
Okay, so let's get to what you got going on because I want to play a track off of what you've been doing now. So everything has come up to this to where you have the Drama Major is what it is, and that's your beast now.
Now, I got a question about. I don't mean to derail you.
No, go ahead.
I got a question about Drama Major.
Okay.
Where is the emphasis? Is it on drama major or is it on drama major? I mean, because if it's like the constellation like Ursa Major, I think it's like Ursa Major. You know, like major is the word that gets the
let me give it.
Okay.
The emphasis, I think, is on the drama. It's
Drama
major.
Drama
So
major.
you're drama major.
Drama
Because,
major. I don't really know. I've never been asked that question.
But
Great
that
question.
refers. But
Great
that.
question.
But I mean, rhetorically, it makes sense because if it's drama major, I mean, it's almost like it refers to something other than the thing that a person does if they go to school to study drama. Which, if you go to college to study drama, you're a drama major.
Why didn't you name it like Dramatica
Because I think that's the name of a fake drum plugin.
or Mega Drama,
Mega drama.
or maybe or maybe Drama Right?
It's and I don't want to say. I get the drama minor, I get that one too. I get drama minor, yes.
Right.
I've got that.
So okay, what's going on with Drama Major? I want. So you've got you're
And then
putting
he says
out,
it wrong.
I didn't even catch it, though.
It's my fucking show.
He pointed
you
it
can
out.
say it any
I was
fucking
cool
way
with it
you
either
want,
way.
man.
Yeah, you know how many times we've been called like drop the hammer or hammer drop or you know,
Sure.
a long list of
That lead
wrong
singer sure drops a lot of hammers.
Brian Minor, fucking Brain Miner. Let's see,
Minor.
all kinds of shit.
Brian Minor.
All wonderful, by the
Wonderful.
way.
That's
Nobody fucks up
fantastic.
Metallica.
No, actually,
Metallica.
yeah, no, it's there's a picture of of like I think it's like a road case that Kirk Hammett had that he sharpied on. He spelled the fucking name of the band wrong. It's like, and it said like Metallica. It's like, cool, dude.
Metallica.
Excellent work.
Yeah.
Just keep playing them solos, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. And have
Lars
to-
will count to 4.
So you're doing a
Jesus.
you're doing a pre-sale of the new record that
I
you're
am.
doing. Mm-hmm. Can you tell us anything about it?
The record.
Sell the fucking record. Let's go,
All
man.
right, here we go. The record, the pre-sales are basically $20 packages and $10 packages. I've been working on this fucking record, and I feel comfortable saying that, for the better portion of my adult life.
Oh yeah.
Off and on, since, remember that punk band we talked about earlier? Right after that, I just decided I needed to get some shit off my chest, you know, and it was a very therapeutic thing for me. I don't really view it as like a release a record, go out and play 100 shows, sell 1,000 copies kind of thing. For me, the band is like, every song is about something that happened in my life, you know, something cool.
So it's a diary in a way.
Essentially, it is. A lot of the words come right out of a fucking book where I'm just writing down thoughts and word combinations that I really liked. That kind of, they all mean something. And the thing I think I truly like about this record, something that makes me very proud, is the fact that every syllable on this record means something. Like every word, if it's or and or if, it all has a connotation of some sort. Because everything on this record is real. And that goes kind of like what I said. I don't care if I sell 1 million copies of the CD. I don't care if I sell 100 copies of the CD. The point of it for me is, it's not, I'm going to write 11 songs and put a record out. It was more or less like, I want to tell my story. Like Stephen Pearcy's telling his story, man. That's what it is. It's just mine's in the form of music. It could be a book. You know, it could be whatever. But, you know, that's, I get, it's all personal for me, really. Like, I feel like,
That's what it should be.
you know what? And talking about those bands that just spit in this, today's era is so empty. There's no nutrients in anything these days. You know, that's
You
why.
gotta search for it.
Well, I mean, yeah, but
gotta
like
search for it.
mainstream, there's not, there aren't any really nutrients.
The nutrients are actually in a different place, and I wanted to actually discuss that. But please,
You know, I mean,
continue.
I want to get to playing a track
Yeah.
for people because when it all comes down, it's your product, it's your soul,
Right.
it's your baby, right? And you're proud of this thing, and
Absolutely.
you stand behind it no matter what.
absolutely.
Okay, and I've heard a lot of the material that you've done, and we talked before we did the podcast. We talked about which track you might want to play, and you settled on. Well, we had some difficulty getting the music downloaded into the system here, but there's a lot of hard rock songs on this record.
It's a heavy rock record. We use 4 tunings. We use standard drop D. We use C sharp now, and we also use a B. So I mean,
But the track that we're going to play isn't really indicative of the material.
Right.
This is a softer track.
it's a love song, an
it's-
acoustic kind of a love song. Yeah.
Right, but it's very well done, and we'll listen to that now. It's called "She Says She Loves Me," and this is Drama Major. Check it out.
Yeah. From the first time that I saw you, from across the room I saw you. You wore that tight blue sweater well. Then you said that I should call you. It took me 6 long months to call you. I took my time, played the situation well. Do you remember our little Jill and the beer pancakes we killed? Pizza Hut naps and Stone Russian dances. And I remember when you called, and I remember how it pissed my girlfriend off. Yeah, she went crazy, 'cause I leave your messages on my phone so I can hear you when I'm alone. You said she loved me, you said you love me. You make me dream when I'm awake, you make me count the punches I can take. She said she loved me, you said you love me. silhouette in the doorway to say goodbye. Your silhouette makes me high. This situation played out crazy. This situation played out nice. We talk like Kurt and Courtney. We sleep all day and dance all night. And I remember when we made love, and I remember the love on the back lawn. And that shit was crazy, 'cause I leave your messages on my phone so I can hear you when I'm alone. You said you love me, she said she loves me. You make me dream when I'm awake, you make me count the punches I can take. She said she loved me, you said you love me tonight. You said my dreams, they can't come true. All my dreams are 'cause of you. And right now I feel I'm wasted. Well, I say thank you for your strength, and thanks for all the punches you could take. Yeah, yeah. Oh. I leave your messages on my phone so I can hear you when I'm alone. She said she loved me, you said you love me. You make me dream when I'm awake, you make me count the punches I can take. You said you love me, you said you love me tonight.
That was She Says She Loves Me by Drama Major. We got Wes Weeber here with us, and we're
Drama
talking
major.
about...
Drama major.
What did I say?
You said drama major. It's drama major.
It doesn't really matter. It's really,
It's not like I said the fucking name wrong.
that's true. Yeah.
You put the emphasis on the wrong syllable, I think is what happened.
And by the way, Jeff Covert couldn't be here tonight because he had a baseball game with his son. He's coaching. So he was running late, and we had a short notice for the podcast. So he's not. It's not like he died or anything, or he's whatever. He just couldn't make it tonight. So I didn't say that at the beginning of the show because
No, you didn't.
We just started talking about shit.
Well, there was still the possibility that he might show up.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
Yeah.
So apparently he couldn't make it tonight. So, so you want to say anything about the song? Because that was such a heartfelt love song.
You know, that song is-
And if I was selling my record, I guess I don't know if I would.
Lead with that.
Maybe not.
I think about it. I want to, because I think it's a great depiction of who I am as a songwriter. But I don't. It's a terrible depiction of what the album is, because you've heard the tracks. I mean, there's heavy guitars in there. The opening track of the record is like drop B. You know, it doesn't sound anything like that. If you hear that, you're like, oh my god, this is next Jason Mraz.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go buy this record right now. You're like,
Right.
You know, I get so tired. I get so tired of hearing the phrase "support local music" from so many different circles. I can't get on Facebook without seeing somebody trying to say "support local music, support local music." We all band together. We can take over the world, and this is going to be this and that. And I've made a decision that, saying that everything that comes out of the Quad Cities is great is a hindrance to our local scene. I don't want to sit here and say that if it's done by somebody that grew up in the Quad Cities and their band is based here in the Quad Cities, it's all of a sudden great. Just because you can put a band together and make a song and all this stuff doesn't mean that I'm going to sit here and say that it's great. There are some things that I like, and if I like it, it's going to be on my show. I guess my point is I think it would be a big disservice to the local scene for everybody to just like, everything's great because it's from here. So there's no quality control.
well, let's be honest. There's a lot of things from here that aren't great.
Yeah, there are.
Not to be a dick.
No,
but
no.
Yeah, and that's the thing is, as soon as you
gotta
say that, you're a
yeah.
dick.
You're a dick.
I am a dick.
You're a dick.
But everybody who knows me knows that.
Yep,
You know?
you're a
I'm
dick.
also very real though, and that's more important. I think.
Yeah, I'm with that, man.
Yeah.
You gotta be real.
So with that being said, I mean, the fact that I wanted you on my show is me showing respect that I think that
Thank
people
you.
should gravitate towards the things that have quality in them and some sort of, like you said, ingredients, nutrients. So go get Wes's fucking record. I don't have to because he's gonna give me one.
Please, yeah, right.
That's why I'm doing the show, so I can get free records from everybody. You know,
This is all about the entire time.
Cool, man.
Yeah.
I'll give you 2.
So yeah, and I mean, there's some things that I can't say that are in my favorite stylings, but I can still tell they're good.
Right. Sure. Yeah.
And that's so true. I mean, there are a lot of bands that I see that I probably wouldn't go see maybe if I weren't on the bill, but I watch them and I go, you know what? That dude's pouring everything he's got into that fucker. And and he's digging into it. And it's not, it might not be my bag, but I might be like,
Yeah.
those guys got soul, they got heart, and they're giving it everything they got. It's not bad, and I can acknowledge a good thing.
Yeah.
Acknowledge it without having to go, man, I just want to go home and
Sure, but
go
I mean,
sleep to that.
but the counter, the other side of it is, how do you acknowledge when something is not working without seeming like you're just a hater? Because isn't that the word in the modern vernacular?
Hater,
hater.
Don't
You're
use my
just
word, goddammit.
A hater. But
my word is vernacular. That's my power word. I've established that in previous episodes. You got better words than that, Travis.
Yeah, right. The
Just
hater.
thinking that, I'm like, I bet he's got better words
You
than
got
that.
the hater. The hater is the term that's in the modern lexicon.
Oh, that's a better one. There you go. That's
right
a
behind
Travis
selfie.
word right there.
right behind
There
selfie.
you go. There we go. Oh yeah. Oh, I feel better now. Shit, man. My boner went away and I feel different. How does that go? I don't know how that works.
Sleepy now?
But yeah, I'm sleepy. I need coffee. But yeah, haterism. And I struggle with the idea, and I know we kind of touched on this when we did the interview with 1152, but I kind of struggle with the idea of whether or not haters actually exist. And if haters do exist, what is a hater? What is the territory of the hater? I don't know, because I think it's very easy for that to become an excuse for people to just write people's opinions off for being, they're just jealous, or they just can't do anything creative on their own, so they're just want to not like everything.
But true to our society at this particular point, hater, the term hater has now become a hipster term.
Right.
So you have haters just to be haters,
Right.
and then you have genuinely people who just don't like things.
Right. I call those
now
people trolls.
It's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so
I think what we're expected to do is everything that comes across the table, in order for us to look good in the public's eye, you have to say, "Oh, yeah, that's really good."
Either that or you're a troll.
Or you're a hater.
I like troll. I like troll because the troll is the one that they're not really like jealous of anything. They just literally hate everything.
Yeah.
They just like sit there and they'll be like, "Nope, this sucks, and here's why."
He's
and
getting
this
a
sucks,
blowy,
and here's
and he
why.
is not
This sucks,
enjoying
and here's
it.
why. This sucks, and here's why. Yep, good job, but nice try. Nope,
Exactly.
next
That's-
time. I mean, it's
Well, for example,
unless he's giving the blow.
right. That is the greatest thing ever.
Tell me that's not true. If this is my fucking song,
Right.
it's changing the world.
Changing
if
the
I'm the one
world.
down on my knees,
Yeah.
it's changing the world.
But I found
Am
with
I
troll.
not-
I think you're not. I mean, I think you're right about that. But I think in general, the thing about being a troll is that you don't ever actually risk doing anything.
yeah, you don't even have a music.
Because if you put it out there and other people don't like it, then that derides your ability to remind everybody how much they suck. You know what I mean? It's like, well,
I agree totally.
you suck. I suck.
Well, I surely could have used somebody when I was going through the whole thing of putting songs together and trying to do my drop hammer thing. It would have been nice to have somebody that was objective outside that kind of went, that song's not that good, Brian. It's a little contrived or this and that and other thing. Because everything I did made the record because I wrote everything.
Right.
So nobody wanted to step up. When maybe they didn't want to step up because I'd immediately tell them to fuck off.
You may have programmed them.
It's that's what I'm saying. The bands that make it have to be able to take harsh reality.
Oh man, they got to be able to take.
You
it
have to be able to have you play something that you think is your heart and soul and have them say, "Yeah, that's not very good, man."
Well, I mean, didn't
and be
Dave
able to-
Matthews have to re-record 3 records? Can you imagine telling Dave Matthews, that's not
No,
good enough.
not
Maybe
good
you better
enough.
go do it again. A whole new record.
Right.
Like Dave Matthews.
Yeah, because anybody in my band at that time, like if Jerry Smith, if I brought a song, it's like, okay, this is going to be on the record. If Jerry Smith would have said, well, it's not my favorite, I'd shut up.
Yeah, right.
Right.
It's
absolutely.
awesome. You haven't heard it enough. That's the problem.
That's right. You got to grow on you.
And it's going to be
grow
better.
on you.
It's going to be better live.
God, I feel like that's been like 8
Yeah,
bands.
and then they kind of learn. They just kind of learn to like, okay, just whatever
Okay,
Brian
right.
does, it's awesome. Okay,
Right,
so because and then if they bring a song and it's like,
right.
really, Really?
We've
No.
noticed that if we give Brian criticism, he fucking crumbles.
Exactly. So I was ill-equipped for that, and to think that if I
I'm the
would
same way, though. I'm the
Imagine
same
if
way.
imagine if I would have made it, okay,
Right.
and then in this day and age where you put out a song, okay, and I've seen it before where some band puts some music up and they're popular, they've made it. And then people start commenting, "Oh, this is great. These guys are fags. This is the worst song I've ever fucking heard.
There's
I
the
wish they'd
haters.
crawl in a hole and die."
No, it would have
You
been
know?
Jay and Silent Bob, man. He would have tried to fly around the country and beat everybody's ass, talk shit on him.
Yeah, I guess when you're a band that's trying to find an audience, and any negative vibe that comes in, you're immediately really hurt by that.
Yeah.
100 people could say, "Man, your songs are
Right.
great and it's awesome." Blah blah. Blah. The
One
one
person
guy that's
says you're
like,
ugly.
Yeah. It looks like you have
Yeah.
a little dick in your pants. You
Well,
should probably get looser pants,
Right.
Brian. You know?
It's the room full of adoring fans, and you see the one person giving you the fucking stink eye. You know what I mean? It's,
Yeah, that's me.
Yeah.
That's me.
Yeah.
I wonder why not everybody in the bar isn't against the stage. Like,
I am the same way. Every time I
Right.
go on stage, I'm like, dude,
Right.
you people over there are stupid. This is awesome.
You're missing it, man.
I mean, even when I'm doing the cover gigs, man, because, and I think most of that's the narcotics. I mean, that's probably the narcotics. but-
You think so?
wait a minute. Are you saying
He's
that
saying
you,
the one he's on. The one he's on.
no,
So-
he
no,
just thinks,
them.
man, why
I
doesn't
plead the
everybody
fifth.
flow with me? I
This
just
is
feel,
awesome. What is wrong
oh my
with you
God,
people?
Have
Hey,
you
Wes-
touched this table? It just feels so nice.
By the way, if you ever decide to cut them dreads off, can you give me a couple strands of it? I'd like to smoke
Absolutely,
them.
I would grow a little bit. Absolutely.
I'd plant them and grow some more, and
Look
yeah.
how selfish he is.
I
Those
wanna
were
just-
those with lots of love.
I'm trying to come up with some sort of chemical compound that it just liquidized and I just put it in my mouth.
And chew on it.
just
Get on
just
that,
swallow
Travis.
it down. I'm on it, man.
Liquid
I'm
compound
on
to
it,
kind
man.
of bring it out for me.
Maybe we could like mix
We're
like
talking about vitamin C, listeners.
right. Well, what's
Really,
the,
I was talking about pot.
what's the stuff that you squirt in the water? You like get your bottle of water and you squirt it in there.
Yeah.
What's that
Yeah,
shit? Like you could combine that with like
Mio?
Nair.
Mio.
Mio.
You could combine Neo,
Meowana.
and some Nair. You know, break that shit down, man. Swallow it down.
That's good.
I don't like the orange flavor, but these mountain berry flavored dreads are delicious. I'm gonna tell you.
Shit, where did this go? So when we come back to the fact that when we're talking about music, we're not talking about a sport. We're talking about something that's it's the most subjective thing that you could present to anybody. I mean, we're doing something that obviously not everybody's going to like. A baseball player, a guy at bat, and every pitch that was thrown to him, he cranks out of the park every time. You can't deny that that's a great baseball player.
Absolutely.
That guy is great at baseball.
practical.
Now, you put music together, and all of a sudden there's going to be varied opinions as to, well, I don't like it, but he likes it. And everybody has their different reasons. So we're these insecure people that put ourselves in a position to not ever be able to please everybody.
Right.
And it drives us fucking crazy.
Because we think we should.
So then we start going, okay, well, if they don't like that, and everybody's liking Godsmack now, then I got to try to put a Godsmack riff in
Right.
my song, so
Right.
so
Oh,
that them
I've
people
done
are
it.
happy.
See, I need a lyric
And then-
I
here.
have
Yeah,
done it.
so that them people are
done
happy,
it.
and then the
got
diehard
it.
people that liked what you were doing are like, what are you doing? That's why we liked you, is because you didn't fucking adhere to that shit.
Really, man? I
I've
wrote
done
a bunch of songs with the lyric "Just go away, now go away, or go away" in it, and you guys just turned
From
tail.
me.
From me.
From me.
Go away. And he's probably like off in his mansion somewhere listening to Minor Disturbance Radio, crumbling, just like, oh, they don't like me.
I doubt it.
I really strongly doubt it.
I don't know, man.
I don't know.
Yeah.
He's a sensitive dude.
He's very sensitive.
He is, man. He's
short,
like,
too.
yeah, he's like a vegan, and he's a Wiccan. Yeah, you know.
Is that like a witch?
Yeah, like a witch.
A
yeah.
man witch?
Yeah, a man witch.
A man
which
witch?
are delicious, by the way.
I love man.
I make them with turkey burger. There's less saturated fat.
I hate
That's how I
man witch.
roll.
I had a ghetto man witch the other day.
Did you really?
Best thing in the world, man.
I love it.
You just take all the ketchup in your fridge.
Yep.
And you ground the beef, and you just make it, stir it up. You got to be careful. You don't want to put too much ketchup, and then you got to it's too much.
Right, it's too much,
There's a
man.
happy ratio there.
Now, do you
Too
put
much.
in the mustard too?
I didn't do the mustard. I didn't have any, but
Right.
I mean, I don't think I was going to either
A little
way.
cap full of vinegar.
They didn't do that either.
Oh,
It was
man.
just ketchup and burger, dude.
That's 4-H burgers in my house.
So
Boy,
That's country shit,
I
man.
know
You gotta
it
know.
is,
You
man.
know.
This ain't no
knows?
McDonald's.
This ain't no McDonald's. It's a house burger, boy.
I have
Eat it up.
my
Love
wife.
that burger.
My wife is a condiment queen, and she saves every condiment we've ever get, and she orders extra. So I've got like
Taco Bell,
8,000
fire
Arby's
sauce.
horseradish sauce.
It's in
and
my
like-
pocket right now. I got some, man.
So if it ever comes down to it, we could like live off of horseradish
Horseradish,
like
dude.
soup
That's a great.
Yeah.
or something.
Don't
Horsey
waste.
sauce, dude.
Yeah,
Some
yeah.
horsey sauce in there.
So with drama major, did I say it right that
Yeah.
time?
Yeah, you did, man.
I think
Drama
I think that
major.
was how I intended it. Yeah.
Welcome
Drama,
to
man.
WLK.
That's what I was gonna say. WMBC.
So with drama major, I'm gonna fuck it up. With drama major,
Drama major.
drama
Drama
major.
major.
Okay.
Drama major.
with with drama major, you're the singer.
I am the singer.
You do not drum in
I
that
do not.
band,
I do not.
which is kind of a confusing thing because I've always known you as a drummer.
Right.
I was in a band with you at one point in the Redheads. I replaced
Cool band.
a really, really good guitar player, Randy Klepstein.
Oh yeah, that
Oh,
dude's
man.
amazing.
Awesome dude too, man.
I used to come see you guys all the time. I loved the band because you played such obscure shit, you
Yeah,
know. And Rob
yeah.
Cimaresti was bass, and God, you guys were such a good band. And I was like,
fun.
I need to get in this band and fuck it up.
Yeah, right. It's too good. I need to destroy it.
I only know like 4 bar chords, man, and a couple arpeggios, and then I'm trying to play all these really cool songs. Anyway, that's
Yeah.
not true. I undersell myself. I knew 5 chords and 3 arpeggios.
Yeah.
But so I got to play with you, and I know you as a drummer, and then all of a sudden you're not behind the drums. It was very confusing. So this drama major is you guys is you singing. You're the front man of it.
Yes.
You write the music.
I want to be very clear. I don't write the music. All of it. I am the idea man on this record that we've been talking about. It's probably 95% my ideas, but I have a good team of songwriters. Like I use Chris Avey. He helped me write She Said She Loves Me. There's a fun story about that, but I don't really want to tell you. He likes to tell you and make me look bad, but
Well, we'll have
I'm
to
not
have
going
him
to tell you. You have to have him on the show to talk about it. So, but
well, Chris Avey, I asked him to be on the show. He told me to fuck off.
That sounds about right.
I asked him to do gigs, and he tells me that I got money.
Yeah, he said, "Listen here, little man.
Everybody's a little.
I'll tell you something.
Everybody's little.
Well, I live kind of by the creek side, and they used to have on Sunday nights blues, blues jams, and he was always down there. Me and my wife would just walk down there or whatever and drink beers and watch blues. And God, that motherfucker can play.
He's a freak, man. I mean, legitimately, he's one of those guys. He reminds me. I'm not, Chris is my dude, no, but like legitimately, he's got. It's like John Mayer never wows you with a lick, but he wows you with what comes out of his fucking hands.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like he never go, damn, that man fucking John Mayer shreds.
No.
Nobody says that.
No.
Chris can shred. He played a couple track solos on the record, and when it got time early in the record, and it got time when the live band was performing them. Sorry, I'm wheezing.
Nice.
It's the vitamin C. I got time. Like, do I re-record these solos? And he just did so well. And you're right. He's a great guitar player. He's a great songwriter. He wrote an entire album, like a 5-song EP of like kind of mid-tempo pseudo country tunes. Fucking awesome.
Yeah,
Sorry,
I've always liked the idea of having other guitar players on the show too, because I want to talk to them about guitar playing, because there's so many people that are,
We haven't. Have we had that
shit.
happen yet? Where like me and you and a guitar player.
Well, I'm calling out right now. I've been up his ass left and right, and it's Scott Whitehall. I've been trying to get him on the show. He's commit to do it. It's just getting him here and the
We should
logistics.
call him right now on the air.
Well, the problem is we do the show on the weekends. This is a Friday night right now, and most music players are busy on Friday nights. That's a work night, and for some people, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday are work nights. So it's hard to get people at the same time. So, but I'd love to get Scotty on the show.
We'll do a Wednesday night.
So
and
I'm
we'll
calling
get a
his
bottle
ass
of-
out.
Get a bottle of single malt.
So if you guys want to see, if you want to see Scotty on the show, because we're not going to just talk about guitar, I'm going to put him on the spot on a few things. But I've got footage from the 1991 guitar contest when I was.
show that.
Yeah. I want to bust his balls a little A little, but I don't want to scare them away. But you know, then again, I have to show my spot too when I had the bowl cut and all that stuff. Because you were in the guitar contest too,
and
Travis.
it wasn't.
Did you have those weird, crazy fucking?
No,
cool
I didn't know. I wasn't that cool yet. Not at all.
You were playing an SG.
Yeah, I was playing the SG. That's right.
Yeah.
I remember Shane Johnson when he was like 13 years old.
Oh yeah, yep. I remember that, man.
I mean, came up in like loafers and like he played on the played a basketball game that night, you know. And he came down and just sat down and was ripping like on an SG or something.
Yeah.
Are you talking about? They used to have the
call ballroom thing.
Yeah, back in the day they had it was at the call ballroom. Was the
I
finals.
probably saw you play there. I just didn't know you at the time.
Yeah. Well, you did after you saw it, didn't you?
I did.
Fucking right, you did.
Who is that? Brian Miner.
Ryan Miner, hard and fast. That's what they said.
So, okay, well, clear this up for me because
That's what she said.
I remember the first year I went was the year after Whitehall won.
Okay.
That was the first year I went.
So that was the year Daniel John Hire won?
I don't know who that is.
Yeah.
Ooh. Did he win it?
He won it.
He did it?
He
okay.
won it, yeah.
Because I just remember...
Scott got up and did a thing. And everybody was doing that fucking...
I remember Tony Vogel.
Steve Vai.
Oh, right.
He had that big... He had made a video for it and the little kid.
Right.
Little kid in the school.
Sure, yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah, right.
sorry. That's the era.
Yeah.
That's where I'm at.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Greasy Kid stuff or whatever it is.
I came into it 91-ish, and I don't know who had won the previous years. I know one of them was Tony Vogel. I think the year that Whitehall won. I don't see. I lose this era.
No, it was.
Who was the first winner ever?
The first winner ever was Wade Torres.
No, was it really? Because I thought that Tony Vogel had to give him the trophy.
No, you're right. Tony
Vogel won first.
Tony Vogel, Wade Torres, then Scott Whitehall.
And I came in on the Scott Whitehall year.
Yeah.
And got my ass handed. I remember I was sitting there going, wah, wah, wah. Because I'd watched Travis play and I knew I'd beat him because I had more holes in my pants.
Yeah, right. That was so true.
You know, because you got points for that too. I think you
did.
Well, I wanted to ask Wes too because in my band, Drive Hammer.
See,
what happens was we took a little break.
Yeah, right.
And I've been hitting this trooper here a little bit.
Right.
And now I'm useless because I'm hyped up on caffeine from the coffee, and I'm half drunk now.
So you don't know whether to go to sleep or go to the gym. I mean, you completely.
So I was playing with my band Dive Bomb.
Mm-hmm. So now wait a minute, is it Dive Bomb or is it Dive Bomb?
So we're at least in the top 1,000 80s tribute bands in the world.
Word up.
So anyway, I was playing in that band, and I chose to in this band have it so that I can do everything that I want to. I want to sing and be the rock star guy, and then I want to also play lead guitar on a couple and have somebody else sing, and then I can just be the guitar guy.
Sure.
And I also wanted to drum a couple songs. So Matt Finn, our drummer, learned how to play a couple songs on bass.
Awesome.
So he comes out and he's totally like drummer style too, like just standing there like, dude, you might as well just get him a cigarette and doom, you know, because he's like, I don't know what to do out here, man. You know, what do I do? So no, he does a good job. But my point is I got behind the drum set, and this is something that I just never understood. I play one song, 4 minutes of drumming, straight boom, ga, boom, boom, ga, boom, and I am spent. I mean, I can't even hardly. When I get up off the stool, I'm bent over, gasping for air. And I look at Matt, and he's just kind of, he wants to laugh at me. He's doing that all night. So I wonder how in the hell does a drummer keep, from burning out? Have you ever burned out and be like, I can't even hardly move my arms anymore?
There's been times when I was playing shows and like it was a really cool show, and by the end of the first track, I was like, oh shit, I just used 95% of what I had. And it's just because the adrenaline gets you. Like, do you feel that way if you were like to just go to the practice place right now and kick out beats for 4 minutes?
On a drum set?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd be fucked.
I've been that, but that's how I feel about playing guitar. It is physically taxing.
It is both physically taxing, but at the same time that if you do something all these hours, you find ways to minimize the impact on your stamina.
Sure.
I've thought about that too. Halfway through Fight for Your Right to Party, which is
got to be an easier way.
Which is I'm like, okay, Brian,
I don't think so.
calm down. calm down, Brian.
Right.
You know, first of all, Matt Finn he's one of them weird ass drummers that has every single one of his drums are flat.
Right.
His snare is
tall.
actually turned away from him.
Sits tall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know. He plays it like crazy. I don't know what he's doing, but every drummer I've ever played with, their snare drums kick back a little bit, and their toms are kind of kicked back towards them. And Matt's are flat.
Yeah.
And the snare's kicked away.
Yeah.
And so I'm like knuckles bleeding, because I'm whacking the rim of it. Like,
So when you sit on his stool, do your feet touch the floor?
oh yeah, yeah.
He
Well, I'm
sits low.
6'3".
Well, he
He's not-
sits low too.
He sits low and then hits him flat.
Oh yeah,
He reaches up above him.
From what I remember, it was a low sitter.
Oh yeah, it seems
Really?
like my knees are up like this. Like I
Really?
feel like a big gorilla in a Volkswagen
Right,
back
okay.
there. And anyway, but my point is like it burns me out. So I'm singing in Dive Bomb, and I'm trying to, I don't know, you try to get people out to the clubs. You're playing covers, and you got this '80s gimmick band going, and you're 41 years old playing the shit that you grew up listening to. Most of the shit that I play in Dive Bomb, I never really liked when it was out, but the girls did, So we're trying to draw this crowd of. The bar scene has just been really weird lately. It seems like the original thing is kind of taken over at the point. It's kind of having a resurgence. Cover bands are having a difficult time packing clubs. I mean, there's some things that are going to happen, like Caught in the Act. They pack places because they play all the like real standard, like not standard, I guess, but real popular music, and they have a girl singer. And you look at pictures of the crowd, and they're mostly working class people that don't, they wouldn't want to hear me up on stage talking about my dick.
The cover bands kill themselves. Everybody and their brother who can play 3 chords is in a cover band, but he might know 400 people at work that'll come and see his show every weekend.
Yep.
And that's a harsh reality to realize,
It is.
But
it is.
they killed themselves.
Yeah.
Now, and there were so many, I remember just seeing like bands, and I don't want to get into names, but I was just like, there's 700 cover bands, all playing the same tunes, and it takes away from the good cover bands that are really...
What to you would be a good cover band? See, now that's a hard question to answer because it's very subjective again. What makes a good cover band to you? Is it somebody that plays it just like the record and every little aspect of it's there? Because I've seen bands like that where the guitar player's got 25 different patches and he's got the tone for every song that comes up, and then there's bands like me that I cover everything and I play it through a guitar and an amp and a volume knob. And I don't have any of that shit, but I just play it the way that I would play it.
Sure.
I personally, I try and pitch myself as an artist first. So even when I'm playing covers, I try and do my own spin on it. I like bands who can kind of do that, and you can tell that they're doing that. But they're understanding what the cover band scene is. I was in the Redheads. We were in the Redheads. Obscure as hell set list. We started to develop a following of people that really liked the obscure shit.
Right.
I tried it with Scotty Whitehall and doing the Stupefunk thing with me and Kindred. Nobody gave 2 shits, and we were playing cool songs.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, we were playing songs that we were doing Devil Went Down to Georgia before Guitar Hero did it.
Right.
Yeah.
That was my idea, by the way.
No, you're a genius.
On record.
Genius.
Guitar Hero did it, and every cover band in the country goes, everybody does
Sure.
it,
Yeah.
We did it in the parking lot jam at West Music.
The fact is most people that go see cover bands are not musicians.
Right.
So their ears are different than ours. If you're playing if musicians tend to play to musicians,
Sure.
and then when they start playing to average Joes, they don't know how to because they're not an average Joe, so they don't know what they're gonna like. And you try to pick songs that you think that everybody would like, and you could be wrong. It's hard to pick the stuff that just average Joes like. It seems to me that when I'm playing and we, all of a sudden we just start fucking around with a song. The crowd goes wild.
Yeah, right.
They're like, "Love, that was fucking awesome, man." It was like, "Well, we don't know the rest, so we're gonna stop, man."
Right.
And then back at rehearsal, we're like, "Learn that fucking song, man." They loved it.
Sure.
And then we buckle down and learn the song, play it next time. People go get a drink.
People
it's
don't
just
get
it's
That's
the
right.
night, it's the time, it's
Yep.
the
Yep. I've been at a bar and played Brown Eyed Girl and nobody danced.
I've played Jesse's Girl before and watched nobody dance.
That's weird. But usually, those are almost like surefire. There's gonna be some, cadre of old
Play
ladies.
that funky music.
Yes, dude. Yeah. Fucking flood the dance
feel
floor.
like I'm well versed in the formula. If I wanted to be in a popular Quad Cities cover band right now, I could do it.
Yeah.
I could put a set list together on my phone for the rest of the podcast of
The shit that you think would work.
The shit that I've
Probably
seen,
pretty sure would work.
90% of the bands execute recently, modernly functioning.
Yeah.
Good, bad, or ugly. And that's the other thing. When people, the layman, the not musician, doesn't understand if it's good or bad. They just hear the song, and it's the one they sing with their buddies down on the break room.
Yeah.
You know, and
Titties and beer.
you know,
Titties and beer.
like I said, I feel like I could put together a cover band right now.
No, but I mean, to what end? You know what I mean? To what end?
That's why I kind of quit doing it.
That's kind of why I got out of doing it too, man.
I still do it every once in a while, but I do it when I want to.
Yeah, but I mean, I think what he was saying earlier was like the deal. You know, for people that like that's their thing. Like they learned the 3 chords from this song, and they're gonna go out and play that song, and like covers are their thing. More power to them, but they don't get that soul crushingness.
But okay, you're absolutely right. And here's where I take issue with cover bands. And you're right. Some of them are just completely ambivalent to the other side of the fence.
Right.
You know, and there are people in this musical community that their only goal is to be the most popular cover band in the Quad Cities. Woo! They don't care if they release a CD ever, as long as people like them and they're booked all the time.
And they can ask for a lot of money.
They can ask for a lot of money. That's to them, they're the shit.
Yeah.
Because they're getting paid as much as the highest being paid cover band in town, or all the people that are coming to their shows.
You think they really think they're the shit, though?
I do.
You really do?
I know.
From inside that perspective, they're right about themselves because they've done all the things. They don't know any
better. They don't really know. All they know is they grew up on something. They watched something happen for a long period of time and aspired to be that. Have no desire to ever release an original song.
Man.
They simply want to be what they grew up watching, and it wasn't MTV. It was the Quad City cover scene. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. For me,
I guess I could see where you're at, because if I were, say, Dive Bomb was playing at a place and there was 500 people crammed in there, lying out the door, people couldn't get enough of it, I'd start getting high on myself. But then I'd have to realize too, they're not really necessarily here to see me. They're here to hear this music.
Yes.
And we present it the way that they like it presented. You know, the question is, I ask people that are in original bands like this is, would you like to be in a cover band playing for 2,000 people that are freaking out, partying, dancing? Or would you prefer to play to 50 people that love your originals?
I would play to 4 people who love my original
Yeah,
songs.
right.
Over 2,000 people dancing to Jesse's Girl.
Yeah.
Me personally, because to me, music is an art form. It's not just I use it as a paycheck. I'm not gonna lie. I pay a lot of bills playing Jesse's Girl sometimes. Have in the past. I'm currently on hiatus.
Right.
But I do the Chris and Wes show thing. That's all covers, with the exception of the 4 or 5 originals that we do. But we do them our way, and it's definitely more of a comedic Vegas style show than it is, like super serious. There's nothing serious.
Right.
I mean, you guys have seen us. We're just a bunch of people.
Actually, I've never seen the Chris and Wes show.
Wow. a lot of dick and ball jokes.
Oh,
and stuff.
I have avoided you guys like the plague.
You should. Anyway, so before I forget though, this is where I take issue with it. This cover band scene, when they start to take away opportunities from original bands, that's where I start to take an issue with it. When cover bands are now competing for things that original bands justifiably should be competing for, expansion in their careers and those type of things. When you've got a situation where it's an original band or a cover band, and the cover band wins because the crowd likes them more because of what they're doing. Does that make sense?
Well, it's just lame.
When a cover band is taking opportunities.
Well, they've got an advantage because the average Joe that comes in is going to know all the cover band's material.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, the average Joe measures how good a band is by how they can recognize the song that they're playing.
Exactly.
Right.
If they don't recognize it, they think that they suck.
Well, it's the whole, what's all this shit?
Well,
You know what I mean?
and it goes back to the basic human psyche. If I'm familiar with it already, I'm comfortable with it.
Right.
But I'm kind of guilty of that too, because
I'm totally guilty of it.
If I were to go see, say, Queensryche, okay, and they play all of Operation Mindcrime, and then I know they're not together anymore, but humor me here, Steve, and then Jeff Tate comes out and goes, all right, now we just wrote this new record, it's coming out in January, and we want to play a track that nobody's ever heard before. It's time to go get a beer.
Right. That's right.
And I've done it too.
And I want to be familiar with everything that I hear. I don't want to hear the band's new record. Sorry. Did that with Maiden too. They were out touring. I wanted to hear all of my favorite Maiden songs. And unfortunately, the first time I went to see Maiden, they were doing it to where they just played new shit. And he said it too. He said, if you're here for all the nostalgic shit, all the old stuff, you came to the wrong place, because we're an actively working band and we write new material all the time. And this is our new shit. And the true Maiden fans are going to dig this. If you're just somebody that liked us from the 80s, come back next year.
Nice.
We'll come back and play the old shit for you next year. But this year,
That's cool, though,
it's
man.
our new stuff.
That's fucking cool.
Yeah, but I was like, fuck, man. I just drove all the way to Chicago. You know, no Trooper, no fucking Aces High, none of that. It was all just their brand new record, which is a great record, by the way, but I'd never heard it.
I could probably tell you I was just as guilty. You know, I mean, I've been to shows with bands I really, really liked, and this, you know, absolutely.
Yeah. What are you going to do?
At least I understand. Going back to what I said, I understand. I understand that that's what they have to do. You understand that in order for them to sell any increments
You have
at
to
all,
move forward.
they gotta at least put 3 or 4 tracks in that show.
Unless you're Kiss, then you're playing Rock and Roll All Night 8,000 times a year.
And still playing it wrong.
Yeah.
Still not doing it right.
They wrote it. They didn't even know how
I
to
know
play
it. They can never quite get the whole breakdown in the middle right. I've seen them screw it up like 3 or 4 times. And it's always a little sad.
Well, here's what I thought about that, and why is it that when a band that I love puts out new music, why am I immediately just kind of like, God damn it?
Yeah, right.
Because the music that I fell in love with was at a time in my life where they were a soundtrack to a certain time of my life.
I agree.
And as soon as they play it, I'm transported back to that good time of being young. Now, if they put a new record out, that transports me back to last week. Right? And that's not really that magical to me. Last week still sucks. You know.
Right. Not comparatively.
Comparatively.
You don't have your whole life ahead of you.
When I hear the
you
Trooper,
don't have stars in your eyes.
when I hear the Trooper, I see myself sitting in my sister's room after I snuck into her room after she goes to school and sneak into her record player and put the fucking record on and listen to it, and they're feeling like a rebel, like this is new. I'm the only one that knows what this is.
Right.
And I'm in love with it. And this time goes on, and then you hear the new stuff, and that's just kind of now.
Right.
Well, I'm 41 now.
Well, in that
play
respect,
the Trooper.
But in that respect, the new stuff almost kind of can feel like an insult. You know what I mean? Because you don't. It doesn't do the. It like purports to be like the stuff that transports you, but then it doesn't transport you because it's not that stuff. So then you feel like you just got slapped in the face, and like you got a cold dose of reality, and that's just not.
Well, and
not fun.
Very rarely, just new material. I don't want to say compare, but.
Right.
Because of what the original material did for us at a time and a place, you're right. It does no comparison.
Sure.
Like this new, it may be the coolest. Man, they're all influenced by the modern. They got the production of the day, and it just sounds super tight when everything. But whatever, content wise, for whatever reason, even if it is better, it won't. Well, even if it's,
what's happening here. We're all being stupid now.
That's right.
We forgot that we're doing a podcast thing.
Yeah, right.
And, we're just kind of going on and on and on. So, we should probably fucking roll this thing up. But first of all, Wes, tell me when the CD release thing is. What's going on with the date that you're going to be?
At this particular juncture, and I hate to be that guy, but...
What, George Bush?
At this juncture. You gotta do this, too.
The CD, I don't have a definitive date on the CD yet. I would like to tell you it was going to be on the 16th when the show is.
Okay. That would be probably good. If I was your business manager,
it was
I would say
that was the plan. That was the plan. But, this shit costs money.
Yeah.
It does cost
shit
money.
costs money, and financial. The deadline is very early in the week in order to kind of put all the finances together to make it happen.
Yeah.
I just did the photo shoot this morning for kind of the liner notes and stuff.
Wow.
Usually
you have that all lined up before you book the release date.
I did.
Fuck it, he'll do it. Maybe he's onto something.
He's gonna do it his own way, man.
You do a tour and then you release the record.
I didn't plan it. I just had the show booked, and it was like, well, I'm gonna release them. So it kind of. My birthday is actually a week later, so I'm actually would like to push it to my birthday. That would be kind of cool.
Cool. Well, Wes, I hope you sell a bunch of records. You want to say something else?
What's the name?
Me too. I hope I sell a bunch of records.
What's the name of the record?
Excruciatingly Human.
Excruciatingly Human.
And we all are.
Right.
So, and before I go though, I want to plug a couple things here. If you're going to be in the bookstore and you're going to be trying to find anything to read about rock stars and stuff, I have a couple good reads here. One is I picked up Sex, Drugs, Rat and Roll by Stephen Pearcy. And fucking good book, man.
Yeah, riveting.
If you want, there's a
I was
lot
talking
of,
about his pants.
if you want to relive or kind of
Riveted.
vicariously live the Sunset Strip, becoming the Sunset Strip in the 80s,
Yeah.
this book holds no punches. It's a really good book. He sounds like an asshole, but don't we all? And another one that I'm just about finished with, and this is probably one of the best books I've ever read because Paul Stanley is one of my favorite people on the planet. But I thought that this book was going to be so vanilla and just so like, yeah, well, Kiss was great, and we got together and I wrote some songs and then we got big and stuff, and then like
I look forward every time to when he does his Paul Stanley impression.
Well, I do it better when I'm looking at him. I got so
you gotta
bad.
have a little bit of Brooklyn in there.
I got so bad.
I thought you were gonna sing everything. That's
This man is the reason why I wanted to perform. Okay, seeing this guy perform because he seemed so just confident and and all that stuff, and find out that in the book that he really battled some self-esteem things and some insecurities and all these things. And I know that doesn't sound fun at all, but there's a lot of debauchery in here too.
Oh.
He throws Gene Simmons under the bus at least 100 times in it. I thought this was going to be vanilla. Hey, buy the next Kiss record. I don't want to say anything bad about anybody, but he really tells some very descriptive stories. It's a really good book. I would say get this thing. If you're a Kiss fan, you're going to learn a lot of new shit that you haven't heard before about Kiss in this book. So thank you, Paul Stanley. And it's very inspiring too, by the way. Great book. So anyway, let's wrap this bitch up. Episode 16 of MDR. And by the way, don't take yourself so damn seriously.
I know it, man.
We
it ain't that critical.
By the way, we do live in a world that if you pay a girl for sex, you go to jail. Unless you videotape it.
Yeah, right.
See you next time.